Good morning, everybody. It's June 3rd, 2020. Beautiful day here in New York. I'm supposed to get some thunderstorms this afternoon, so I'm not going to be watering today. Um, Everything's looking pretty good. Most of the pest pressure seems to be letting off a little bit. I did spray some BT on the peppers and the brassicas, beans, and they seem to be starting to grow back again. Um, This year, as I told you before, I started way too many starts. Um, I grew 20 different varieties, I think 22 different varieties of tomatoes. All did good except one, which I started maybe a week ago, some new starts. But these are all the tomatoes. Well, these are not all tomatoes. I have these, and I have these still left. So what I did yesterday, I have my tomatoes trellised over here in two lines, probably about 20 or so here. And then I planted a bunch on that bean trellis, and they're starting to come up. They were only like maybe, it was similar to these, probably like 2 to 3 inches tall, and now they're starting to go. So I took a few other ones that looked a little healthy and put them next to my garlic bed here. Took some soil. First I put down some cardboard, and then put some soil over it and planted amethyst cherry, Japanese black trifle, a zoysia, marglobe, a marbone, a Berkeley tie-dye, and another marbone over here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tomato plants here, as well as one inside the fence. So these are kind of like an experiment to see if anybody bothers them outside the fence. And if they grow, I think they'll grow, because you can see the bottom leaves that are really, disheveled because they were in the pot so long, but there's nice bright green growth on the top. So as they grow, I'll obviously going to prune the bottom leaves off, and I'm going to stake these ones up. I have a bunch of stakes on top of my compost pile, so I'll stake these up and see how those go. Some butternut squash that I purchased from a nursery. Pretty nice. This zucchini is starting to spread out. Some eggplants. Peppers, again, like I said, I sprayed some BT, and it seems like there hasn't been any more leaf chewing of most of the pepper plants, so that's good. Anyway, fava beans are starting to really pop out some fava beans, so excited for that. Here they are right here. They come out of these flowers. They're pretty cool. I grew these last year. It was the first time. So the flower sets there, and then the beans come up instead of sticking down or sticking out. Pretty interesting. So we got, we'll have some fava beans this year. Let's see, what else can I show you? The tomatoes are doing awesome. These ones, again, they look just like those other ones that I just showed you. Here's a marglobe here. It's actually setting some flowers. It's an Aunt Ruby green German green tomato. Now this is the Black Beauty. This thing's doing great. I mean, this is an awesome tomato, but it's split at the top. Maybe I missed it, but it's weird. That's like the weirdest sucker I've ever seen. It looks like it just split. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm leaving these. I picked a couple of flower sets from the bottom, but I'm going to leave these ones on here. And what I'm doing is I'm trellising it up two strings here. So I split it. So one's going to trellis up this one, one's going to trellis up that. And I may have to, when it gets up to the top, stake it a little further away, because as it goes up, you can see it's kind of tight. Last year I had a little bit better system, but trying something new this year. So I've been out here the last couple of days picking out suckers, which is a good sign. That shows that it's growing. Everything's doing good except for that one Costaludo Genovese, which I started some seedlings there, so just in case this guy doesn't come back, but he looks like he is coming back actually. It's got a little sucker there. rid of that guy. And it looks like some new growth right here. So I think he'll come back. Anyway, that's the tomatoes. Let's see what else. Cucumbers are starting to get a little bit taller. They haven't vined up yet, but they're getting there. It's another black beauty in the corner. And the peas, we actually have some peas forming right here. It's really odd though, because this pea plant, I'd say it's about a foot tall. This is a different variety here. This is alderman, but these are Lincoln peas. I believe they're all Lincoln peas. This might be the alderman also. I don't know. Next year I have to do a little better job labeling. But anyway, these Lincoln peas, as you can see, are, I'd say they're probably 4 feet tall, but there's no peas on them. We have nice, beautiful flowers with no peas yet. So I may have to put a couple of taller stakes. These T-posts weren't that big. I think they were like 5 foot T-posts or whatever, 4 foot. So I'm gonna put some 8-foot posts over there and run some more trellis line across here for the peas. Yeah, all these short peas have pea pods on them. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. But this is what really excites me. Look at that. My first and second strawberry. And so far, I have to keep this up a little high. So far, no birds have gotten to it. So, don't know why they don't grow spread out so much, but maybe next year they'll spread out. Anyway, here's a bean I planted. Another bean. And a couple more beans. So hopefully they'll start trellising up. There's a bean that was in the house, so I don't think that's going to do anything. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I pulled out the... what the hell did I pull out? I pulled out some beets over there because they don't look like they're growing at all. When I pulled them out, there was really nothing on the bottom. I'm going to probably cut out some more of the Salanova today. And I have a couple that I had in the house that I planted in this area, which gets really wet. It's really damp under here. So this is where I have some of the extra garlic. Hopefully it's not rotted out underneath, but it probably is. But this Salanova is starting to head up nice. That's a good sign. Yeah, the peppers are doing pretty decently. There's still some holes in them, but not many. So they're starting to sprout out. And this is the bean trellis. So I got a nice bean over there. I think that's a contender. And these are all the tomatoes that I planted. I mean, they're doing great. I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes this year. So I may put a little table out by the street and sell tomatoes. Anyway, broccoli, not doing so hot. I don't think we're going to get broccoli this year because it's already the beginning of June. It's going to get real hot, and I don't think the broccoli is going to do good. I think it's going to bolt. Carrots, I pulled one out the other day. There's really nothing there, so not too happy about that. The greens look nice. And then a couple of squashes that I planted over here that had extra seedlings, so I just stuck them here. The blueberry plants I bought had blueberries on them, and it looks like they're starting to get a little purple, so it's a good sign. Wasn't sure if I'd get blueberries the first year, or if these were just going to drop off, but maybe they won't be good. Anyway, here's the grape. That looks nice. And that's about it for today. Fennel, showed you the other day. Still not quite big enough. This is Florence fennel. And when I looked up online, it looked like they had like bigger heads, bigger bulbs on the bottom, but it's kind of thin. So I may pull one out. I think I'll pull this one out, try it out, see how that tastes. So anyway, that's about it for today. Hope everybody's having a great almost summer. And I'll talk to you next time. See ya.